1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Hey screeners! Welcome back to season 2 of Paper Screen. I'm Ricky.
And I'm Brittany.
And we are Paper Screen. Well, a long time no see, Brittany. It's so good to see you again.
You too. I'm glad you're back from your extravagant vacation around the globe. We're really thankful for everyone who's coming back from season 1, or if you're a new listener, welcome.
So, Brittany, what have you been up to?
For the summer, I've just been seeing a lot of movies, just chilling. I just went on a little vacation last weekend to Olancha, California, just 2.5 hours north, and we went up for the meteor shower. You could see the Milky Way, which is a trip. I had a full, I do this every day, but I have a hard time with existence because I'm seeing a fucking Milky Way.
Yeah.
And it's what are we? Took some cool pictures, and then we went to Manazar Japanese internment camp.
Whoa.
And you have the most startled face. You know the internment camp we had during World War II, after Pearl Harbor? So the one George Takei was in. Perfect timing since Barbenheimer came out a few weeks ago, so it felt important. I wasn't taught about that in school ever. Yeah, I feel it was kind of a shameful thing that America swept under the rug. Right?
Oh yeah.
One of the big things is just how hot it would get, because it's it's on the edge of Death Valley and there's no AC, and it's just these wood, kind of a wood and manufactured home, that kind of shape. It was really hot, and a lot of people would have respiratory issues. And oh my god, the craziest part of this trip, in the lobby is this Japanese family, and they've got a grandpa. He was born at the camp.
Oh,
isn't that crazy? What did you do?
It's been pretty busy. I celebrated my 34th birthday. I was in Chicago. I visited some friends. It was fun. It was nice to get away from LA. We also, together, went to some special events, The Boogeyman, and Talk to Me, special screenings. Shout out to American Cinematique and Beyond Fest. Shout out to them.
We went to the premiere for I'm a Virgo.
Oh shit, I totally forgot about
the actual
that.
premiere.
Yeah, and we saw the actor. I forget his name, but he was in Moonlight.
Mm-hmm. The director was striking because he's a part of the WGA.
Perfect segue into our episode.
So we just wanted to let you guys know that we fully support the Screen Actors Guild and the Writers Guild of America. The reason being, we believe in the ethical contracts that they are trying to negotiate, and we do not support the mistreatment of actors and writers, and we want, to maintain integrity in the cinematic and television industry. So we support them, and we're not scabs because we don't make any money doing this. And we go to the movie theater.
Exactly.
And if you're listening, please, for the love of God, go to the movie theater. You'll have a better experience.
On that note, we will be talking about 2 films today.
The first film we're going to be talking about is Ladies First, Barbie. Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
As of right now, when this is being recorded, it has grossed $1.2 billion globally. So the $1 billion movie, it's insane.
Woohoo!
Huge achievement.
Congrats to women in film.
Yeah. Flashback to college. Their budget was $145 million and very closely matched to their marketing, which was, it's estimated around $150-ish million.
Yeah. For those who have not seen Barbie, there's going to be lots of spoilers. And just a little bit about this movie. It's about Barbie and Ken, and they're having this time of their lives in the colorful and perfect world of Barbie Land. However, when they get a chance to go to the real world, they soon discover the joys and perils of living among humans. It's starring the Queen, Margot Robbie, the Queen, America Ferrera. the queen and president, Issa Rae, our favorite lesbian, Kate McKinnon. This is written and directed by the one and only queen, Greta Gerwig, who did Lady Bird. And I haven't seen Little Woman, but I've seen Lady Bird.
I really like her. I'm like a big fan of her long-term boyfriend, Noah Baumbach. He did Squid and the Whale. It's like one of my favorite movies.
I guess let's talk about our movie experience. So I saw this movie. Me and my boyfriend went to see it. There was a lot of people in line wearing pink. Overall experience, I liked it. I thought it was a vibrant, fun summer movie. I think Margot Robbie did a fantastic job. I mean, it has some great moments. I loved all the set design and stuff because all the sets were like hand painted.
Old Hollywood.
Yeah, it did remind me of old Hollywood, and like even watching like behind the scenes stuff was like really cool too.
And they used the actual backdrop from 2001.
Oh,
that's the actual backdrop. So I also did a Barbenheimer. I saw Oppenheimer first too. I will say I regret seeing them the same day. I regret seeing them so close together because I don't think it gave me like a clean slate when I watched Barbie. And I mean,
because you were expecting Oppenheimer.
Well, that's the thing. I was so fixated on Oppenheimer. I was so like, all I wanted to do is like watch it again and like just like, I don't know, like I loved it. So then it's really jarring to go into Barbie, which is like a comedy, like a very vibrant the pastels. So, but I went with my friend and it was a lot of fun. Like I will say, I'm glad our theater was packed. I will say if I had like seen that with a smaller crowd or like by myself, you would have heard like a couple laughs because I'm not really a comedy person.
Unless it's like horror.
Yeah, I like dry comedy. Like I like, you know, like Wes Anderson or like I like some of that deadpan stuff. Beau is Afraid was really funny to me. You know, like there's a different type of humor, but humor that's like Will Ferrell humor. Like, you know, everyone likes Anchorman. I can't watch that for like more than 5 minutes. I fucking hate it. I don't think it's funny. Like, I don't think that kind of comedy's funny. And I felt like that kind of comedy was in this. There were moments I really liked and it'd be cute or funny. And it was like visually fun to watch. There'd be these moments of intense emotions. And then there would be like these segments where I was just kind of like, I want this to be over.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I do want to see it again, but I think I've like had enough time to sit and really analyze because I mean, I fully support it. I will tell everyone to see it. I will say it's a good movie. I'm just like, I'm not like fun. I love the whole cast. I love like Margot and Issa's like Ride or Die. They're amazing. And I actually, when I saw Issa speak at this like thing I went to, she literally in person looked like a Barbie. She's like tall.
She's got glowing skin.
She's got fucking glowing skin. She's like perfectly symmetrical. I'm really glad I went with my friend. Like I think.
Who'd you go with?
Katie. I'm sure we haven't really talked about it. I'm sure she has criticisms, but like, it's also kind of like, I think by the time this episode comes out, I feel more comfortable doing this, but like, as long as you go on the internet, I'm sure everyone's aware. There's been a lot of negative backlash about Barbie, but it's coming from like Ben Shapiro.
Ew, I hate him.
Yeah, he sucks. He's that guy who he like sounds like this. And he's like, he's like super transphobic is like how he's kind of like got well known. Like a lot of people walked away from the movie thinking it's an anti-men movie, which it's not. It's like when you watch him, he'll watch clips. He watched this clip of like this trans woman dressed as like a fairy dancing, and like it was so funny because like you could tell he was fucking into it. Like, I don't know, there's just so much about him, but like he did Barbie, so he could talk about it, so he could get the SEO, you know?
He's like a real life Ken.
Yeah. But anyway, like the movie, I think it's really good, and I like them. But as a filmmaker, it's not for me.
For me, it was definitely a movie that was catered to women or like people who grew up with Barbie. When I was a kid, I used to play with Barbie because I would just like, you know.
Make them have sex.
No!
Oh.
No, I would braid her hair. That's what I would do. It's definitely made for women. And that's surprising because as a gay man, I thought I would relate to it more. I think there was just too many storylines they try to cram in there. I couldn't follow the storylines.
Yeah.
Because there was some great ideas that didn't go anywhere. And I felt like there was just a lot going on.
Yeah, I feel like, and I mean, who knows, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that script got touched by a lot of people.
Like I said, there was just a lot of ideas that they try to put in the movie. It wasn't Kenneth.
It was, I mean, I will say, I thought it was a very hetero movie. And I know a lot of people are talking about what they thought was queer coded, but I'm like,
With a trans actor?
I mean, for me, I thought she was a woman, pure and simple. She was a woman. No, they're like, oh yeah, Kate's queer coded and Alan's queer coded and stuff. And I'm like, I guess, but like, why the hell couldn't anyone just be gay?
Yeah.
Or, be bi? Like, to do like the queer coding with fucking Barbie. I mean, all the Kens should have been gay, if you ask me.
Seriously.
Like
the
was
Kens
surprised.
should have had like a gay moment, which we did kind of get gay Ken. Daddy Ken. I just remember there was a sugar daddy. There was a daddy and he had a dog named Sugar.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Like, I don't know. That's the thing. It's like really hard to, because you're just going to go through so much criticism. If you make a movie that says anything about gender roles, patriarchy, like, and America says this in her speech where it's like, and when we do something, it's like never good enough or, whatever. But I do think it was a movie for women, for sure. No doubt about it. I think the disappointing thing for people who like don't want to heal are like Ben Shapiro are like the people that are like gonna just like hate on it, or you're someone who's already healed that, so you're not really getting too much, like being a feminist and stuff. I think what I thought afterward was like, this is gonna be great for teenagers.
Was it though? It was definitely not a kids movie, and there were some people in my audience that brought their kids, and I was like, why?
I guess I saw on TikTok, people were taking their kids to The Sound of Freedom, which is like so fucked up. So one of the things I was surprised, I really thought I was going to not like Kate McKenna's Weird Barbie because I thought it was going to be too much of like a shtick. I actually did like her.
Yeah, I thought she was fun. I wasn't sure like where they were going to go with her. She was like not funny to me in the beginning, but then later on I thought she was funny.
Yeah, I think when she kind of just was actually being very like level-headed and blunt, like there's something kind of like funny about
Yeah.
Jesus. I'm sounding so Minnesotan right now. What is it? What is going on? I wasn't about to say I just did it again. I will tell you right when I knew like, woof, I don't know if, okay, so I think I expected this movie to be like really, really good and awesome and fun and iconic, right?
I wanted it to be.
Yeah. And then what I think happened was that very first scene where a stereotypical Barbie like doesn't actually drink orange juice.
Oh yeah.
I was so turned off immediately.
Why?
Because I was like, why is she quite literally being a doll? Like not really brushing her hair, not really drinking, like just being a doll. I thought this was going to be like in Barbie world.
I feel like it's like portraying like
a doll,
like pretending like humans playing with a doll. Like even when she's like flying, that's like what little girls do.
I know.
Like,
no, I understand all that, but I thought this was going to be like Barbie's world. So
you wanted, don't worry, darling.
I mean, yeah, I think that's what I think in my head I had kind of assumed it would be something like that.
Yeah.
And then they'd cross over into the real world at some point, but because I think the reason I don't like it is because like I think you can tell a joke once. So when she's doing several things, and then later when like, the feet thing was the funniest part of the whole movie. That and Issa saying, because it is motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Those are the best parts of the movie. But do you guys ever think about dying? Like,
yeah, that part was funny.
Yeah, like, and everyone was like phenomenal, except for Ryan Gosling.
Oh, yeah. He was annoying as fuck.
He's so fucking annoying. And I feel like he kind of patriarchied his way over the movie.
Probably because a lot of people were saying, oh, he should play Ken, blah, 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 in the new Barbie movie. All that hype kind of led to him being in it. Whose fault was that? Women.
He literally looks nothing like Ken.
I think he looks like Ken, but
How?
He looks like too old to be Ken.
His face isn't symmetrical.
I mean,
like Margot Robbie believably could be Barbie.
They really should have cast like Matt Bomer.
Yeah, someone who
because
like
he looks like Ken.
Yeah.
If you watch Magic Mike, he plays a Ken doll in Magic Mike.
Oh, that's funny. Wait, the first one?
Mm-hmm.
I hate his singing. He's obviously charismatic. I know he can sing and dance because he grew up doing that, but it was just like, I don't know, I think he turned into like the butt of the joke the entire movie, and I just didn't think the jokes were that funny. Mm-hmm. I think one of the worst things, and this happens early in the films, but the fucking beach joke.
What's the beach joke? Because
what's your job? beach. And it just kept, they kept doing it over and over again. And I was like,
I thought you were talking about the beach off.
no. No.
But that part was like kind of gay.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. And then I did think him and Barbie's interactions were funny. Crosses his fingers and he's like, Barbie, can I please come in? And she's like, no. I thought like that kind of stuff was funny.
Right.
But it was confusing because at some point he's like, because I'm your boyfriend. And I'm like, are you?
Right.
Like, it was just, I don't know, there was like so many confusing things about it. I liked kind of like this world where women were, like when the woman's like, and I want to thank myself because I worked really hard. You know, like showing this world if there was no like setbacks. And then I liked that it talked about, hey, I'm Barbie, and because it is true, Barbie did everything. Like literally at some point Barbie was like wheelchair bound. At some point Barbie's like working at SeaWorld. She's done everything. That's like how those toys were manufactured. Like she would always just, but she taught us like, hey, you need to have like impossible human body shape, you know like if have you ever heard that, like if Barbie were atomically like actual human ratio, she wouldn't be able to walk because her ankles would break. Like there's like a whole thing. But anyway, and I also didn't play with Barbie. I think I would be given Barbies. I didn't play with them though. I only played with like dinosaurs, horses, dogs.
Wow.
Like only animals. And I didn't play with Barbie until I probably started going through puberty. Because I think it was like...
What? You were playing with her or using her as an experiment? You were blowing her up.
No, I remember just like I would go to a friend's house who still had Barbies. She was older than me. And I had to have been like 4th grade maybe, but that's when I started taking the Barbies. I would make them all naked, always all naked,
and lay them out like a seance.
All they would do is have sex. I would just have them have sex with each other. That's literally the only things I ever did with a Barbie.
Oh my god.
And I didn't play with baby dolls. And they have the whole baby doll thing in the beginning, which I'm glad they talked about because I've never been into baby dolls, and even as a kid I was like,
it's so weird though.
It's so fucking weird. And when I had like, you know, classmates like as when we were little kids or something who were like, and this is my baby doll, I was like, ew, what the fuck? But I also like I remember growing up and like I made friends with this girl in kindergarten named Natalie. She only went to my school for a year, but she fucking told me, she was like, she had a baby doll and she told me like, this is my baby, and when I grow up, I'm going to marry a man and we're going to have a house, and like told me about their house. I've never thought about that in my life. Like in kindergarten, I was like, what is this bitch talking about? And I've never been that person. I never like imagined my wedding dress. I've never like played with a baby. So like the movie was very femme. It was very like female.
Yeah.
Which like cool. That's great. That is Barbie. Like that's cool. But like
I didn't identify with the movie either.
Like I identified the most probably with like America Fiera, just because she's just like a real person.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who did I relate to more? Maybe Alan. Because Alan's like the guy who people forget about. Yeah,
there's like a lot, the way, one of the things I liked that someone said about him was like, yeah, I think Alan is just a guy that just respects people. And that's why he's like alienated and like he can't be one of the guys because you respect people.
Right.
You know, like women and like he wanted Barbie world to go back to normal because it was safer.
He also wanted to get out of Barbie Land.
What did you think about that? The whole how you leave Barbie world?
It was funny, but also I feel like they could have did something cool. I didn't like how they had to like go through each set to get into the real world. And why does it end up in Venice Beach? Like what the fuck? Yeah. It was so strange to me. And I was like, and maybe because I live close to Venice Beach, so to me, I'm like, why is this happening? It kind of reminded me of like a Wes Anderson movie, though. Mm-hmm. Just that transition of like,
yeah.
I mean, it was cool,
right? But
also, they could have did something cooler.
Like again, the practicals, like all of that is really cool. But I wanted the whole movie to be that way then. Because it's so jarring when they go to the real world, and maybe that's intentional, but like for me, I didn't like it. When they get to Venice, I thought that was funny. Yeah. That was like when things were, to me, I thought were funny. Just like her being like, why are they looking at me? Their outfits were really funny. Just like seeing a human version of like the Barbie outfits, like the roller skate outfit, because it's ridiculous.
You know what I think would have been a cooler way to do the movie? is that like Barbie Land exists under like human world, and they find like a tunnel.
Oh yeah.
And it'd be like the movie Us.
And it's your tether.
That's basically what America Ferrera is they're tethered together because that's her Barbie.
That is true. Okay, so this
can we remake this movie? I'm just kidding.
Can Barbie be a horror movie?
Okay, one of the things I didn't like about this movie was the Mattel storyline. I feel like they were trying to set it up to be like, oh, Mattel's like the villain in this movie. And that's when they introduced like Will Ferrell, who I can't stand. Sorry, I don't like Elf.
I completely agree, and I think that the biggest mistake they made in the movie was Mattel being goofy as hell.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, where are we? Are we in the real world? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Right. It felt very cartoonish.
And not in a good way.
And when they started running around like the office, it started to feel like Austin Powers.
Yeah, totally.
When Barbie goes into that room, then it kind of slows down and it turns into a different movie because it's like we're having this emotional, dramatic scene with this character. We don't know who the fuck she is.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can assume because I knew from when she shows up. But then there's like a whole car chase and shit.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the car chase was like fun because we get the Charlie XCX song.
Well, and I do like America and her daughter in it. I like them.
Yeah.
And I like Barbie. And Barbie talking to the Bratz dolls at the table was really fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really, sad and mean, but it was like for Barbie being in the real world, I thought that was like a good, meeting of like goofy Barbie, happy joy doll with like reality.
Were they supposed to be like the Bratz dolls?
They're named after each Brat doll.
Oh.
They're not around anymore. They're not like a toy you can get. The reason is Mattel sued them. Why? Because the designer of the Bratz doll technically came up with that idea when they worked at Mattel.
Oh. Dang. Mattel should have just bought that shit and like manufactured it themselves.
I guess they won in court that like the IP of the concept of Bratz they owned because it was created under their employment, but the actual brand and everything that you can't just like forced to sell. So they probably it was like, we can't have it. You can't have it either. I
do like that they kind of show that this company being run by men, they're capitalizing off a product that is a figure of a woman. That theme fits the movie really well. I would have liked it better if it wasn't so goofy.
Yeah, I think they should have been I think in some ways it's like a cop out for Mattel. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, we're the bad guys, but we're goofy. We're the goofy, lovable bad guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's when I say like, I feel like you can tell a lot of people got their hands or opinions on the script.
I want to say Mattel got involved, was like, no, let's include us into the storyline, because had they just stuck with Ken's storyline, that would have made the movie more focused. Mm-hmm.
When Barbie initially, so she wakes up, she has flat feet, and so that's one of the funniest parts is the flat feet. Like, it's so funny, so good, so fucking funny. What? She starts having she started having those like visions when weird Barbie's like, focus on your tether. It's these pretty like intense shots. This distressed child and her mother and like this tension between them and like, so I'm thinking, oh, this poor little girl, her parents must be getting divorced. Like I'm thinking something intense in her life is happening. But then when we find out it's America, and America's just like, yeah, I'm just kind of like burnt out, but like being, playing with my Barbies, like having her own existential crisis or whatever. Her and her daughter are like seamlessly fine. There's like which like maybe there's something I'm not thinking about with that. I don't know. I just remember like it felt like setups that didn't turn into anything.
Yeah. They mentioned like America's character being sad. I'm like, what are you sad about? Did someone die? Or like you're just sad because the world sucks? Like
Gloria. I think it was supposed to be like she's a mom and she's in the stage of life where her daughter and her they're not connecting, and that is like a thing that happens, I think, pretty normally with like teenage years and stuff. She's a woman, she's not appreciated at her job. Like when she gives that speech, I think that's she's just kind of like this is like a little too confusing, but like Barbie only has Barbie experiences, so she doesn't have any kind of feelings that are uncomfortable. And America was having like an existential crisis, depression. She was thinking about death. Like she was having a lot of feelings because she's like burnt out. And then so Barbie's like first feeling all of that. You know what I mean? Like it's America's feelings are feelings we feel.
Her tethered.
Her tethered. And then then like the Ken storyline started to happen, and I knew I wasn't gonna like it. I think because I have a bias because I'm not like a Gosling girl.
Oh, see, I don't think it would have mattered if Gosling was Ken or not, because I actually thought the Ken storyline was more interesting than the Mattel storyline.
Oh yeah, the Mattel storyline was horrible. They're like, what was their whole thing? We got to get Ken and Barbie back in Barbie Land.
Yeah, because things were changing at Mattel in the real world.
Yeah.
And that part was really confusing too, because like, okay, she's back in Barbie Land, so why are you still chasing her? But then I guess because Ken brought all his shit into Barbie Land and like started changing things there, that it was changing in the real world.
The Barbies wearing the French maid outfits.
Yeah.
I thought that was all like damn, they're like showing it, you know?
Right.
Because like a lot of like the Ken, like how they treated women and how women were acting and stuff is like, and how Ken was acting kind of like a ditz is like how women have been portrayed, but not lately. And I think that's also jarring for people. Like if you haven't been watching movies in the last few decades, or you don't watch movies, or you know what I mean? Like currently, but like, I'm like, yeah, I can think of like a million movies where like girls were like, hey, like just like a ditz and like no depth and stuff. That's clearly what they were doing with the Kens. And then I don't know. I think I really fucking hate how they came in and out of Barbie World. I thought it was so.
Oh.
Like I said, technically, visually, I think it's cool. I think the practicals are cool, but I'm like this whole like, so you have to rollerblade through here and then kayak through here and then like this fucking joke, and I'm like, I don't understand this comedy. Like it's so all over the place. I mean, maybe it's just like a family movie. Mm-mm. Like jokes for everyone.
No, those kids were not laughing. They're like, I want to go home. Mommy, I'm tired and bored. I'm sleepy. Yeah. What did you like about the movie?
So I really liked anything Issa Rae did because I love her.
Right.
I thought Margot was great. So the scene where she's like meditating, it's like emotional. It's like good, but again, it was just really jarring.
Wait, who?
Barbie.
Stereotypical Barbie.
Yeah, when she's like meditating on the bench to like find her tether.
And then there's like and then that old lady is like sitting there.
Yeah, like that was a beautiful scene. I think I would have just overall like I really liked Barbie World, and I wish it was just Barbie World. I liked how they shot it, like very bright and like flat. Like I liked all the old Hollywood things. Yeah. I liked how they included like the Ken dance off, you know, that whole dancing sequence. Like that was really fun. And like when that started, I was like, this is cool. And I think somehow like the old Hollywood homages and stuff fit into Barbie. And I think part of that's because those films were so much out of our world because they were the Yellow Brick Road. That's a whole different world. And Barbie's a whole different world. So like, and they're just so iconic and classic, and like Singing in the Rain, like things like that. Like 2001 Space Odyssey, like when that first promo came out, I was like, this is fucking, like this is going to be awesome. Like that's so cool.
So it's funny that you mentioned Yellow Brick Road. They do compare this movie to Wizard of Oz, except she's going to Human World. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Great Oz, I think, is Mattel.
And the fairy godmother is
the
inventor.
The great, yeah.
The fairy godmother or whatever. Good witch. I think maybe that's what it is like it's like you have this hero's journey, but then there's also this like, there's just so many other things happening. I'm like, who's the star of this movie? Is it Barbie? Is it America? Is it Ken? Is this movie a drama or is it a comedy? Like what it's, and I think you can do all of those things, but it was, like I said, it was just for me, my experience, I thought it was like really jarring.
There was a lot of genres in this film. I felt like it was going towards comedy, and then it would go into drama, and then it was comedy again, and then it was drama. Once things go back to normal, and then Ruth Handler, who's like the inventor of Barbie, she gives Barbie the choice to either stay in Barbie Land or live in the human world.
Yeah.
And then you get like that whole montage, which was really cool. I thought it was like...
Yeah, that was like very
beautiful.
emotional. And you know what it is. It's all like the crew members' home videos.
Oh, that's what it is.
I know. Doesn't
I was like,
cry?
where did they grab all that footage? I was like, I hope they gave them release forms for that.
No, it's, and I know I could like, oh, I'm finally gonna cry. Haven't cried yet. I love crying on this podcast. That's what I'm saying though. This movie's like, to me, I was so like, ugh, about like the comedy, but then there are these intense moments.
And it's really good.
It's really fucking good. So I know that this movie's really, really good. I'm just like, not the audience, but like, yeah. So Greta was like, we all worked so hard on this. I like wanted us to like be able to put ourselves in it. So like, that's like, it's like anyone in the crew that wanted could put in these like home videos. So it's like people's moms, like comforting them. Like, it's actually this like, I don't know. It's just like, so like Greta Gerwig seems like such a pure heart too.
Yeah. Yeah. So Greta Gerwig also is an actress
Yeah.
before she did filmmaking, which is really cool because I think she was in like an episode of Portlandia or something.
Yes, she was. And here she is making $1 billion movie. I think like what if the Barbie movie
Just stayed in Barbie Land.
just stayed in Barbie Land? And what if like the humans accidentally came in? And America Fiera and her daughter are having like, it's not going well. And Barbie sees that and they're like, we got to fix this. And then they like do some sort of magic. And then they're the mother and daughter in Barbie Land. And they mend their relationship because they're in Barbie Land where the patriarchy isn't tearing them apart.
Oh my God.
Boom.
What if it's like Westworld and it's like actually a tourist attraction and there's like random humans showing up all of a sudden? Because Mattel has started this new thing where you could virtually explore Barbie Land.
Yeah.
And it could tie in with like AI and shit. Yeah, it's like things are not acting normal in this city right now.
Yeah, because the humans come in and they're not perfect.
Yeah, and things start changing. There's like a homeless person.
That's like, that would never happen in Barbie World.
I know. She's like, who's that? There's like a homeless person. There's like crime happening. See, that would have been a cool movie.
Yeah. For us.
Yeah.
Us. The tethered.
We'll make our own Barbie movie. Using AI.
And they're going to be naked.
And they're doing a seance naked.
Ooh.
And then it ends with like a giant earthquake, like a 10.0. And Barbie Land's just like breaking apart.
And then Barbie just gets melted. She like loses all her hair.
She looks like Cynthia from Rugrats. I love the soundtrack. The Charlie XCX song. I love the Lizzo song. The beginning was cute.
Lizzo.
I know.
Lizzo
we didn't talk about her.
Famously got
backlash.
She got exposed by her dancers a week after the movie came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, big bummer.
I do like the soundtrack. I do like, the Billie Eilish song.
Okay, it's good, but I never want to hear it again.
I know. It's like, okay, can we not be depressed?
I know. It's like so serious. And I'm like, you guys, like we're on TikTok. Fuck off.
Fun fact. So Margot Robbie and Kate McKinnon were in Bombshell together. Did you see that?
I did. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah. So there's a part
yes!
in the movie where Kate McKinnon says, "Ooh, news anchor Barbie," or some shit like that. I was like, that's ironic.
Yeah. Full circle.
Yeah. I gotta watch that movie again because I liked it.
It was really good.
And Charlize Theron with her nose job. Well, it was prosthetic.
Yeah.
But it's so good though. Did you like Simu Liu?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked him too.
He's better at comedy than Ryan.
But problematic.
Oh, is he?
You know, because he made some homophobic remarks.
I didn't know that.
This was back before he was famous, but he used to have a Reddit account where he compared being a homosexual to being like pedophile.
Well, that's a very common rhetoric. It's disgusting.
But like a lot of like controversy with the cast members where they were saying like he acts like Ken in real life.
Oh.
Or he acts the most like a Ken in real life. Okay. Final thoughts on the movie?
Yeah, I think it's a very beautiful movie. I just like the comedy's not for me. I'm really happy and excited that they succeeded, and like I can't imagine they thought that was going to happen. Margot Robbie's going to be taking home $50 million already, like because she's one of the owners of it, or producers. So I'm really happy for them, and I can't wait to see. I want to see like a Greta completely original script. I like that. I do think she adapted Little Women very well.
I think it's a cute movie. I love how vibrant it is, and I love the cameos. I think Greta Gerwig did an outstanding job, and I want to see more of her films. Margot Robbie was like perfect for this role. I think the ending with her saying that she's here to see her gynecologist was funny.
Gynecologist. Gynecologist.
Okay. Forget it. I think I would give it a 4 out of 5 onions. Give it flowers and a blooming onion.
I'm gonna give it 2 Barbie shoes, a Barbie comb,
and a cute little purse. Well, that's the end of this episode. Thanks for listening to part 1 of Barbenheimer. Brittany, where can we find you?
You can find me at humble_book_review.
And you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at somecallme_Ricky. And if you liked this episode, you can find us on Instagram and YouTube at Paper Screen Podcast. So smash that like button, hit us up, let us know what you think. Until next time, bye.